It can seem like an impossible task sometimes to go from your first steps on guitar to being a master at the guitar. And while there are a million tricks and concepts and skills and things to learn, there's really only a few great ways to practice. And when you master practice and do it consistently, then no matter where you're starting from, you will be a guitar master. Super cool. So the real question then is, how do we practice well? And I've got 5 ways here to really make the most out of your practice sessions. Now, the first way to make the most of your practice sessions here is to track your progress and track yourself. It's wildly motivating to have a list of goals and to look backwards and see, oh man, a year ago, I was in a whole different place than I am now. Track big goals like end game stuff and small goals like I want to be able to play this riff 10 BPM faster than I used to. And then also track yourself. Hook yourself up to your computer or pull out your phone and track yourself playing guitar and listen back. There is nothing like hearing yourself play back and you're able to kind of pick out what needs a little bit of work, just like football players do when they watch themselves play on the screen. Now, chord progressions are amazing to practice, but most guitarists are going to practice them down here as open chords and go, great, amazing, step away from it. If you really want to become a master, the best thing to do is to practice these chord progressions in different places on the neck. So you can practice down here, practice maybe in the middle register, practice higher up, and the best way to do that is with inversions. Now, if you're not familiar with inversions, there's another video on that down below in the description, but essentially, it's just the same notes of every chord put in different orders so that we can play one chord up the neck. When we get good with chord progressions all over the neck, we'll have multiple steps and miles above the people who are sticking right down here with open chords. Now, as an added benefit, that also makes practicing a lot more fun when we get to practice all over the neck instead of just sticking to one spot. Now, the next method fixes something I actually struggle with a lot, and that's that you sit down and you play the same thing over and over and over and over. You do what's comfortable. The best way to get better at guitar is to practice what's uncomfortable. I recommend doing this with a 60-40 split in your practice. 60%, or just over half of your practice, should be trying out new ideas and concepts. This is where you can go explore YouTube channels or curriculums and get new ideas and skills and expand your horizons. Now, 40% of your playing can be what you already know and it's fun to play. This is the stuff we kind of default to without thinking. That could be songs that you enjoy, that could be chord progressions you already know, or soloing over backing tracks just for the fun of it. Now, something really useful that we're all in a different place with is our ear training. But whether you're just starting out or you're a master, we really need to get our ears engaged in practice. So maybe you pull up a guitar solo and transcribe it down on tabs. Or maybe we listen to chords of a song and try to figure out what chords we're listening to, or even just starting with root notes if we can hear a bass and figure out what note they're playing lower down. Getting our ears used to music is a huge benefit moving forward, and we train them just like we do a muscle. Finally, some people want to learn a million songs and some people want to write a million songs, but each one's going to make you better at the other. So we need to learn songs and write songs. And that's honestly one of the most fun parts of playing the guitar. We get to make and play music. So pull up some of your favorite songs. This can go back to step 1 of goals, and you can make a list of songs you want to know and start learning them. Learning songs is amazing for developing new techniques on the guitar. Writing songs is also amazing for growing our musicianship, because when we write songs, we're making things up out of our own toolbox, and when we learn songs, we're learning other people's tools to help write our songs, to help us play songs better, and it all kind of goes around. So those are the 5 tips I've got for great guitar practice. And again, we're talking about tracking progress and tracking yourself, practicing chord progressions in different places on the neck, getting that 60-40 split of what's uncomfortable and what's comfortable, doing your best to use your ear one way or the other in our playing, and then learning and writing songs. If you do all 5 of these things as you get better and better at guitar, you will be a guitar master in no time. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next lesson where we can both work on becoming guitar masters.